When you are planning to teach a lot of content to the student, and the students should be ready to absorb the content also, how can we do it very fast? In my previous video, I have spoken to you about one such way of learning that is a better pedagogy. That's an innovative pedagogy, that is spaced learning. Spaced learning is doing an activity or doing a content in very small chunks, and in between we can be very mindful, having an activity for about 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes the maximum, and then we can see that the learning should continue. In the meantime, what happens is the processing happens in the mind. Hi, I am Dr. Padmavati Tungaturthi from Teachconnect. As a teacher, I will always struggle to see that the content is retained by the student. There are many benefits for this spaced learning. We shall consider one after the other. The first one is it prevents cognitive overload. That is, small chunks is always better for the students to absorb information. This is also a strategy for diverse learning. This manageable amount of content will help learners to retain, apply, process without feeling fatigue. And the second important benefit of this is it enhances focus and attention. If a small content is learned, definitely there will be a focus, because we are going to learn one concept after the other with breaks in between. And the third one, definitely it will support memory retention, because it is that only one point students are retaining in their minds. Therefore, when we are having breaks in the short bursts, definitely the neural pathways will be having better connection and a stronger long-term memory. I think by now, when you have watched my previous videos, you would have understood that for retaining the content, a better neural pathway is important. When the pathway is very clear, the student can have that learning pipeline in place. And the next one is active engagement of the student, because the student is processing this information, doing something else. That is, in the breaks, if the child is doing something else, the active learning goes into the subconscious mind for the student to help himself or herself for a deeper and better understanding. This will also prevent passive learning. And the fifth important benefit for this is it provides time for processing. Normally, when the teacher is teaching content, the student will be absorbing it as one way. But if active learning is being taken place, then the student will have time to process the information also. Spaced learning will give that adequate room for the student to process, bring the information forward into the brain, have a neural pathway, and so many things. The alignment of retaining the content will happen. When the student is able to put the content into deeper levels, then obviously the transferable levels of knowledge transition will be taking place. That's how there are learning rhythms happening in the brain. That means when the student has peak focus, then a break, then a peak focus, this rhythm of learning is important to retain the content. That's how we can always see that the lesson plan should be suitable in order to give break, and these breaks also should be incorporated in the lesson plan. Thanks for watching my video. I would like you to watch my next following video as to how the lesson plan should be created for this spaced learning. Isn't this interesting? If it is interesting, please watch my next video and type out in the chat box or the comment box a word interesting. Or if you feel that any other point you are not able to focus upon, then you will definitely type it in the chat box and I'll try to give my inputs on this. Be a better teacher, be a great teacher. Thank you.